Didn't mean to make you exercise. I'm just excited. Aren't you excited?
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome to our first annual Legacy Builders Rally. We titled it, The Heart of a Champion for a Reason. Give you a few reasons and then I'll sit down and I'll let Regina speak because I want to live. But I'll say 13th and Lincoln, North Chicago. I remember that I was having a fight, as we often do in North Chicago. Fight, and I was about 13 years old, about a 17-year-old guy. And he was taunting me and talking bad to me. So we went to the apartments where my uncle lived, Uncle Tub, and I went upstairs to go tell my Uncle Tub that they trying to fight me downstairs. He said, okay, well, fight me. I said, well, it's a whole bunch of them. He said, okay, I'll come down, and they ain't gonna jump you, but you gonna fight. I said, okay. You know, I'm good at talking, and we went downstairs, and all I remember, that got slapped from this side, slapped from that side. I think I turned around, and he might have slapped me back here, and just slapped me all over. Of course, he was 17, I was about 13, whatever. The point is, not that I got whooped. The point, what? Okay. The point that we're making to encourage you is that though I got challenged, I had a heart to fight somebody who was bigger than me. I'm gonna say that again. I had the heart to fight somebody who was bigger than me. We want to encourage you today because there's some challenges facing some individuals in this room that are bigger than them. Mass incarceration, coming out of jail, reintegrating into society. All these things are bigger than us. Of course, we cannot do it without God, but we also cannot do it without us. And so we're here today to encourage, as Dana said, one or two people, both, people who need to be encouraged in getting a second chance. And we want to encourage those who are giving people a second chance like yourselves, and we thank God for you. Lastly but not least, it's only right, and we'll do formal acknowledgments a little bit later, but I want to acknowledge one special guest. We have a few in the room. I just want to do this right now. He's an NFL great. He is a high caliber man of God. I went to his Instagram and it said, Christian, father, husband and father of four on his Instagram. Now, most often on Instagram you see people twerking and whatnot, so that was a little bit different. I'm glad we didn't see Brother Tillman up there twerking. But he, yeah, that ain't us. But he's a man of God, and I just say this, he has a heart to give people a second chance. He's cutting his hair in the barbershop, and he has an option to go to different barbers, and he just happened to pick me that day. And I was lining up his beard because I believe the beard has to be crispy. And so, anyway, I was lining up his beard, and he was talking to us about, shooting at the gun range, or actually hunting down south. And so I was excited about that. I was listening, and I don't know, I'm good at cutting hair, y'all. I'm being humble, but I'm good at what I rightfully should. Okay, so I'm good, and I nicked him, and all I know is he was still talking, and blood was just dripping. So I patted, and then he got animated. He got up, and he was talking about, how people, they don't know how to hold the gun right, and how they, it's a certain way you got to hold the gun. While he's talking, blood is just dripping down his chest. This is a true story. And so while he's talking, I actually had to go up and dab, and then we continue. He's still talking. We just dabbed him real quick, and he's still talking because he's that kind of guy. And I remember him going to the door, and at the door, he said, that's why, people can't shoot. I'm paraphrasing this. People can't shoot right and this and that. It's like a barber. He's got to have his craft. He's got to know his craft. Otherwise, he can cut somebody's head off. He can make them bleed to death. I didn't think he was talking about me, as I always do, talking to people about the vision that God has given me in the barber's chair, one individual heard me and purchased us a facility. Another individual heard me and paid our rent. You know, another individual heard me and sending TVs. And so I told him my vision, God is blessed. And I thought that I had lost it with him because I told Mr. Tillman my vision, and I didn't think it was going to go well after I cut him. But I'm here to let you know, he came back. And he could have went to any barber, but the next 2, 3, 4 times, he got my chair. And so he gave me a second chance. So I thank God for his heart, and I want to just end by saying this. Like I said, with the awards and his prestige and people that know him, NFL great, he could act a certain way, he could be arrogant. He didn't have to come here. But he's the kind of guy that sit down with you, let you cut his face up, and come back. He's the kind of guy that'll have a regular conversation with you. Yeah, I was watching Game of Thrones, and you know, he's that kind of guy. And so I thank God for him having that heart, the heart of a champion, and we appreciate it. Looking forward to listening and hearing what he has to say.